and Accra to Tema ends clearly shows that these toll booths mean nothing to us. But question is, if we're ever going to come back to collecting tolls, are we then going to invest to rebuild, or are we looking on so everything gets broken down before we burden the taxpayer to rebuild these tolls? And will that mean an increase in toll collection? The story and the jury are both out there, but today we have seen the state of our toll booths.
Live from GBC Studio 1, this is The Breakfast Show. Live from GBC Studio 1, this is The Breakfast Show.
This is right. You're watching GTV Breakfast. My name is Kaf. It's 7:08. That's the right time on your watch. Okay, so what do you make of the soon to come, the coming of the new tolls next year? Would love to hear from you on that, as well as any other matter on your mind. Today's 130 days to election 2024. Have you decided who you're voting for? I would love to hear from you. Our WhatsApp number is on the screen. It's right there. I don't bring my glasses, so I have to go forward a little bit. 0543 664 264. Yeah, there's some of the effects of growing old. Yeah. And so let us know what's on your mind. Flipping through the papers, and I hear that very soon, immediately, we are all liable to have free annual health checkups by courtesy of the National Health Insurance. So you give them a call and then they give you a free health checkup, which sounds quite great. Next month is my birth month, so I think I'll test that system next week to see whether they'll give me my free health checkup. It's a good sign. We need to get our preventive health stuff underway, so it's good. I like that. Lots of conversations around the safety in our schools. I saw a lot of messages that came after our conversation yesterday. So if you want to talk about that, if you're a parent worried about sending your child to secondary school because of what's happening these days, 11 deaths over the past 3 years, according to Bright Appear of Child Rights International. You can send us a call as well. Issues of rent as well. There's a gentleman whose landlord has just increased the rent from 1,500 cedis per month to 10,000 cedis. What a landlord. And the man is protesting. He has pitched camp under a tree to work. So work under trees. Because he can't pay that money, man. He's in Kumasi. A landlord in Kumasi in the Ashanti region has reportedly taken advantage of the current economic situation in the country to astronomically increase rents from 1,500 to 10,000 cedis per month for a relatively small office space. The gentleman in question is called Isaac Sessi. He said on Facebook, our office rent was 1,500 cedis a month. Rent is due. Landlord says Ghana is hard, so rent has increased to 10,000 cedis per month. Take it or leave. And so he says, I'm looking for a reasonably priced space in Kumasi, preferably around KNUST to use as office. Please reach out if you have any leads. Yeah, he's on Facebook. It's called Isaac Sessi, S-E-S-I. I've checked him out. He's not living a landlord. I think he should. Because at that point, you're not paying again for that 1,500. If he's going to 10,000, you might as well just name him, and report the guy to those who are responsible for checking these things. So give us a call. What's on your mind this morning? 0543 664 264. And let me hear what's on your mind this morning. We do have our very first caller. Good morning. Welcome to the show. Collins, greetings. Collins.
Boss Cap.
Yeah, man. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning.
Morning, Collins. What's on your mind this morning? What do you want to talk about?
I'm talking from Kanesi. I'm calling. I will vote for Ted because the old men, they think the old men will head back. They are voting for the old men that will not do nothing. So I will go for Cheddar.
You vote for Cheddar? 130 days to election. If the vote was happening today, you'll be voting for Cheddar, correct?
Yeah, I'll go for Cheddar because if I check accounting for committee, I watch it last 3 days of
The Public Accounts Committee.
If you see the way the leaders they do some things when they ask some of them questions and they ask, my printing is not clear, so I can't see the dates. But they have brought that document from home to come in our attachment.
You need to see the answers that they give you.
Yes, but you see, some of the committees ask them questions. If you are watching, you see the leaders are lying to us. So the others, I don't think they have their money, or they already have their money. I don't know how they are still laundering more money for.
Okay, so you think the young people will not lie to you?
Yeah, I think the young people, you will know that they have more life.
Okay, all right, go. Say he's going to vote for Nana Kwame Bediako. If the election were to be held today and he were on the ballot, he would be voting for him. It's 130 days to election 2024, December 7th. It's on a Saturday. And if we were to vote today, who would you be voting for? I want to hear from you on that. Couple more things I'll interest you with. Nobody should learn computer on blackboards, said Professor Double. Yeah, I agree. Back to the lines. Good morning. Welcome. Hello. Oh, you've dropped the call. Don't be afraid. Call 0543-664-264. So I'm trying to look for the details of that free healthcare thing that I saw, which I thought was quite exciting, and I'll test it next month. And so, yeah. Lots of election-related stories. Recruitment of 15,200 nurses and midwives begin Monday, August 5. AU adopts President Akufo-Addo's continent-wide interoperability. Biggest nursing midwifery school opens in UHAS, University of Health and Allied Sciences, Volta region. Samuel, good morning. Welcome to GTV Breakfast. Hello, Samuel. Talk with Gamma phone you.
Well, Dodgy. Good. Mr. Cap.
Yeah, man.
I want to know how much we lose for the tolls.
The tolls.
Yes, how much?
The latest figure
I want
we heard that every year we're getting like $12 million from the tolls.
$12 million?
Yes, sir. Back like 2 or 3 years ago, yeah.
So $12 million times 3.
$36 million.
Ayo.
Ayo.
That is Ghana for us.
Yeah, Ghana is for us, yes. But we want a good Ghana.
Mr. Kaf.
Yes, sir.
I have a big problem about our administration and our parliament.
Okay.
Why parliament will sit down and analyze things which can move this youth on? They will go and fight here and there, and then later on they will say another thing. I think it's not good. So GTV, you are doing well.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Mr. Kofi Traffic. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Oh, where's Kofi Traffic's hair? It's not even here. Hey, go bring his hair back. He needs to wear his hair. Talking of Parliament, the Speaker has apologized to all of us for the siren thing that didn't quite happen. You know, MPs were going to have the right to put on their sirens and basically move disregarding speed limits. That idea was shut down, and the Speaker has apologized to us for even entertaining in the first place. So we accept the apology, Honorable Speaker. And I'm still accepting your calls, 055-556-1034. Where's my hair, man? Kofi Traffic's hair must come back. All right. One more headlines. SNIT jabs Sophia Akufo over unsubstantiated allegations. We're going back to the Old Testament. Jacob from the Volta region. Jacob, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning. How are you, sir?
Focus on the phone.
Mefo?
Me pese me ketchi.
You must have known that.
Me pese me ketchi. But you peke me ka igbe so me to me aka.
Whatever language we'll try and get. We have all the languages in Ghana here.
Okay.
Feel free.
Pese me ka say Tobut say na almost say yes samba beji tobu no. Hwe sika bebrebe a ya say ewo Tobut na ye sansan yichi aba betua Tobut bio. Na aban we oba so no obu ye sen na odi ye kon he sisi ya asama aban we ye de amasa ye nyina yakoma se ewo no ho na me to aba ma MPP pa beta de oye sisi no krampo no enya ade a mi wo gidi se meto aba ama MPP bio because omadi ye hwiamo ye voter region for there ye koto we ankoto gwa ye ndidi o but say ade a ye to free to we de back no kwampo no ye to kwampo ma sizi ye niama oyela ye de back no kwampo no ye to ano ma sizi oyel no kwampo ade chi ye ko duty ye say kwakoji ye oyela ye nya oyel nenji
Alrighty.
mimi kasa say kwakwa ma chi mi oyel 500 pieces e wo to go border haya because no kwampo no mensanka.
Okay. Sorry, brother.
Nti yeah.
It's painful. Okay. So Jacob really is not happy with the reintroduction of the tolls, and he claims that he used to vote for the MPP, but he's changing his mind now. 130 days away from election 2024, and I think he's been bringing oil from Togo, and he said they seized the oil. He's not very happy with this oil that has been seized. So that's a rough translation. He started in F, then went to Chi. Yeah. This is where we're finishing. Yeah, you missed coffee traffic. He'll be back soon. Don't worry. Thursday he will be back. Richmond, good morning. Welcome. GTV Breakfast live. What's on your mind?
Good morning, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, Mr. Mahona there. This is Ghana and Bebono. They be working and they could Yajin sir. At the same time, what is the other catching the needed? Some academic youth in your day. This will be an gym, or be a son assistant. Now, Babo, non from to Abano. Moment, the politician penny in the ship. Not on Korean Zambia or China, another how government and custom nebusinala. And not just a silver nebusinala. To be an gym, national system, non to Abano.
Okay.
Abapa, I think for the bread, or non the nebusin among Ghana in
I think I understand. I think I understand him. He says everybody should look at their lifestyle and then vote. Don't think about the politicians. Look at your lifestyle.
Shouldn't follow any politician. Shouldn't follow every gift of them. They should look at how their situation and where they are and everything they have so that they can vote
all right, sir.
For Ghana and themselves.
Thank you. We got the import of your message. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day. I miss coffee traffic, so I'm wearing his headgear. We're going to sports now. And we'll be back for headlines. Two of my guests are already seated, and we'll talk to you right after the sports. You stick around. Don't go anywhere. GTV Breakfast.
And welcome back. This is GTV Breakfast Sports. I am Maltiti Saida Sadek. And lost pouring out of the Paris Olympics. And we know that Ghanaian athletes are shining bright and they will be partaking in more of those games. Let's begin with the Olympics. And Harry Stacey, who starts Ghana's participation for Paris 2024 Olympics today with swimming. The Ghanaian swimmer Harry Stacey is set to begin Ghana's participation in the 2024 Olympics at exactly 11:23 a.m. today in Paris. That's 9:23 GMT. Stacey will compete in the swimming event in heat 4, representing Ghana on the Olympic stage. This marks a significant moment for the country, as Stacey's performance will set the tone for Ghana's presence at the Games. Fans and supporters will be eagerly watching as he tries to make a mark in the competition. Harry Stacey, together with Giselle Mensah, will be putting their best foot forward to make sure Ghana triumphs. More from the Olympics. GTV Sports reporter Benjamin Willie Graham is giving us a brief insight on Team Ghana ahead of today's games at the Olympics.
Ghana would have its first competition, the Paris 2024 Olympic Games, and it's going to be the 100 meters freestyle by Harry Stacey. Now, Harry Stacey, best times in terms of swimming came in the Rwanda Africa Aquatic Championship, where he made 50.67 seconds. Then, of course, he's ranked very high in terms of the male points by the World Aquatics. He competed at the Africa Games in Accra, and he automatically gained the slot, what we call the wild card, to be here. Harry has been training with the team ever since the team got to France, specifically in Strasbourg, and he's had one of the best, I'll say, training opportunities in the country here in France. Now, he's one person who is very familiar in France here. He lived here for 5 years, school here as well. So in terms of the environment, he's very much aware of where he is. But just beyond that, there's Olympic Games, and he's in heat 4. His event will start at 11:15 France time. That's about 9:15 in Ghana. And the interesting bit of this is that the captain for the team, that is Jopo, together with the likes of Hussein Ibrahim, Azibotio, Rashid Aminu, Saminu, and almost all of them have decided that after their practice at 7:30 a.m., but it's 7:15 now, so by now they should be heading to the athletics training ground. Just after that, all of them will move straight into the La Défense swimming arena here in Paris to support Harry Stacey. This is his first event and the first event for Ghana. And so the entire team is going to be at the swimming center or the swimming arena to rally that support for this young man and to see what he'll be able to produce for Ghana. And so that is what all of us are moving in there to support him. Like I said, it's 7:15 a.m. now. And so in a few hours' time, the team will move straight to the swimming arena to support Harry Stacey. And so
And that's Benjamin Willie Graham with GBC Sports. Now, the men's triathlon has been postponed due to some reasons, and it says that the quality of the water in River Seine has caused the postponement of the men's triathlon because there are concerns about the levels of water. The swimming training for the triathletes was cancelled on Sunday and Monday, and the decision Friday remains a contingency day if one or both of the races are unable to go ahead. Tests carried out in the Seine today revealed that the water quality did not provide sufficient guarantees to allow the event to be held. And despite the improvement in the water quality levels, the readings at some points of the swim course are still above the acceptable limits. Now, more than €1 billion was spent on cleaning up the river in preparation for the games, but organizers knew heavy rain in the coming days before a competition could cause the levels of the harmful bacteria E. coli to rise. There was hope that the effects of the deluge that marred Friday's opening ceremony would have passed in time, but that has not been the case. Britain's Alex Yee is one of the favorites for gold in the men's race, with Beth Potter is the reigning women's world champion. Among the Olympics, American sprinter Noah Lyles says he's stronger than ever as the world 100 meters and 200 meters champion as he gears up for the athletics events to start at Paris 2024. And that's Noah Lyle, who is not moved by pressure of the crowd, as you just heard him. Well, to the Africans still showing at the Olympics. Unfortunately, Kenya women's volleyball team, the Malkia, feet in the 2024 Paris Olympics to Brazil. Brazil comfortably edged the African champions 3-0, 25-13, 25-14, and 25-12, despite a spirited second set at the South Paris Arena 1. Now, the South Americans dominated the match from the first whistle, and the African giants struggled to keep up. The 2008 and 2012 gold medalists are favorites to win the title this year. Kenya made a great start in the second set, but Brazilians erased the deficit before taking command and securing the set. The 10-time African champions are looking to reach the second round after a poor campaign in the 2021 Olympic Games, where they finished last in their group, and Kenya will be facing Poland before concluding their group against Japan.
Brazil to take the second set.
And maybe it was just tact that the Brazilians used to beat the Kenyans, because we saw the Kenyans at the African Games and they were amazing, as Laura is just saying. So Kenya will be meeting Poland before they go on to meet Japan. But that's it for GTV Breakfast Sports. To keep bringing you more updates on the Paris Olympics. There's more on Studio 5. My costume is by New Rush Collection. I am Maltiti Saida Sadiq. Stay with us.
You see that picture of Accra before we got here? I'm just wondering what the first crow thought when it saw a drone up in the sky. No, what you yeah, I wonder. I mean, if I was a crow and I saw a drone up there, I'll be wondering.
You try and attack.
Yeah. So who are you?
Yeah.
Greetings.
Welcome.
How are you? Good. Hope you're fine. Had breakfast?
It is right. It is the right time.
It is the right time for breakfast. Atu.
Daily Graphic. Ministry recruits 15,200 nurses, midwives. The process starts Monday.
Media budget silent on long-term reforms, says PricewaterhouseCoopers.
Jakba's actions constituted misconduct, CDS tells court.
That's Lieutenant General Thomas Opong Pepra, Chief of the Defense Staff. Okay. The Daily Guide.
The ambulance case, CDS nails Jakba on his dismissal.
EC starts voter registration mop-up in 2 days' time, August 1.
Court dismisses case against Amewu.
That's what I'm looking for. NHIA outdoors free annual health checkup program.
Yeah, and Parliament passes Ghana Shippers Authority Bill. Stories on page 3.
Alrighty.
The Ghanaian Times, biggest nursing midwifery school opens as president receives honorary doctorate degree.
That's the second phase of the UHAS project. We have not paid $10 million to SGAG, says BOG, alleged payment for spare parts for ambulances.
First batch poultry products under FSRP ready for market consumption.
Brianna Foundation marks second anniversary of childhood cancer ambassador's death, names dogwood tree after her. She rests in peace.
Okay, and that's the
Ghanaian Times.
Chronicle. Ambulance trial, CDS growled over how Jakba was released from the Ghana Armed Forces.
Well, the healthcare checkup story is there again. I'm interested in it. So is the commissioning of the $60 million UHAS Phase 2 project in Ho.
Okay. Boteman, Mike land dispute, 3 being hauled to court for contempt.
Exodus 20 verse 16. You shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. AKA, don't lie on your neighbor.
Amen.
No lies. Tell the truth. Okay, that's your chronicle. Dispatch.
Mahama reveals how supporters were bussed from central region to the north.
2024 elections, 10 mega northern projects that may tip the scales in Bawumia's favor against Mahama.
MPA's Dr. Abdul Hamid wins 2 awards at Ghana CEO Awards 2024.
Yeah, and shout outs to Professor Al Hassan, who also won an award at the CEO Awards.
Yes.
Congratulations, sir. Daily Dispatch to the new Crusading Guide.
Bawumia to distribute heavy-duty road construction machines to MMDAs.
So this project will be launched tomorrow by the president. It's called DRIP, District Roads Improvement Program. DRIP. Okay. Former MPP MP's route for Bawumia.
IGP petitioned to arrest Banker Hima over leaked stripped pictures.
Oh wow. The old lady leaked the papers, leaked the photos.
The story is on page 8.
Wow.
Go read them.
New Nations to School Trust British Council Partner School, ICGS. Okay, all right. And then?
SOA. Okay. A Japadia document, a strategy for the planner of Ghana, KKD, insists story is on pages 3, 6, and 7. Daily Post.
Minority petitions charged to investigate ongoing secret security recruitment.
Minority demands answers over 95 million Ghana cedi judgment debt to be paid to West Blue.
And that's what you elevates settlership to the same status as a Samankesi chief.
Right. Al-Hajj scenario forges strategic NDC alliance with northern cities. And that's the Post.
Okay. All right. So you know how we have the whole traffic situation. You I know you don't like traffic. No driver likes traffic.
No man can.
Yeah. The only people who like traffic are the people who sell in traffic. And even that job is illegal. They're not supposed to be doing that.
Street economy.
Yes.
Street economy.
Yes. Let's enjoy Shashamali's Spintex Road traffic jam.
Yes, indeed.
Hasta la vista. Baby. Shout out to Sege.
Attention, please. This is the police. There's a massive traffic on the Spintex Road.
Spintex Road traffic jam. What are you going to do about it? Where in this country do you have the worst, I mean, the absolute most abominable traffic jams ever? I want to know. Me, I'm always wanting to know things. 055-556-1034. Worst traffic jam. Does it rival Kaswa? Toll Booth. It's another legendary place. And then Fafraha side, heading towards Valley View.
Michelle Camp.
Michelle Camp is the grandmother of traffic jams.
We need to give it an award.
We need to give it an award, eh?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
they say Budumbram is another crazy place.
Yeah.
You know, just driving to Cape Coast, you start getting shivers just thinking of Budumbram. You know, so we want to know where you have the craziest traffic jams in the whole of Ghana, not just in the Accra Central Region area, but all around the country. Do you have traffic jams in Tamale, Kumasi, Ho, Sunyai, Cove Town? We want to know. Let us know. 055-556-1034. So it's exactly 130 days to election 2024 on the 7th of December. It's a Saturday. The countdown has begun. If you were to vote today, who would you be voting for? Put it up on our board. And let's get the conversations going. 055-556-1034. Guest Dr. Zato is a senior lecturer at the Political Science of the University of Ghana. Sitting next to him is the Director General of the Internal Audit Agency, Dr. Eric Odro Osai. And sitting next to him is our favorite clinical psychologist, Professor Daniel Bruce. Gentlemen, you're all welcome. In the next hour, we will be talking about this phenomenon of people burying or displaying corpses according to the profession of the person when the person was alive. So the person is a DJ, and then they prop up the dead body during the funeral ceremony by a turntable. If the person was a nurse, they dress the person in. So this is the DJ. That DJ is very dead. He's a dead DJ. I wonder what he's hearing in those headphones. You know, he's dead, but he's by his machines. This is the way his friends and family feel that they should mourn him. So he's dead.
The one in the white.
The man is dead. Another dead guy. The man in white is dead. Who was he? What was his job? I can't.
I think they are a group of people who normally attend funerals and they go and display there.
Yeah, but this man is dead. You know?
Yeah, this man is dead. He was part of the group. So since he is dead, they are doing it for him.
This one, I believe, was a driver. So they have displayed him in a revolving car coffin. You know, so he's in his last ride to the other side of the world. I don't quite understand this man. He's in a hoodie.
Yes. I hear that's what it is his colleagues who are carrying him. Yeah, and he used to be part of them. Anytime there are funerals in the area, they go there as a group to display.
But this man is dead.
Yeah, so they are displaying for him. That's what they used to do when he was alive.
Ooh. Mortuaries and Funeral Facilities Agency, who is going to be talking to us about this. I just wanted your thoughts. Have you come across this really bizarre phenomenon before, Dr. Zato? Or let's start with Dr. Bruce. I mean, what's going on? Why should people do a thing like this? What's the psychological thinking behind this?
Yeah, people, they didn't believe the person is dead. It's a denial behavior. So just to comfort themselves, they think that even though he or she is dead, but she's still practicing her profession or his profession. So it's a denial state of behavior, which is normally associated with people who don't believe in reality that the person is dead.
But are there not any health implications with handling
There
a
are
corpse?
health implications, handling the body, bending it and all that. I mean, you're even mutilating the dead person. It can haunt you.
I'm interested to find out what kind of laws agree around dead bodies and things. But I just want to hear from Dr. Zato. I mean,
thank you.
You come across this before?
I'll come from I'll take it from the position of my culture, my tradition.
Yeah.
Among the Sisala, and especially Sisala from Tumu, not anybody is allowed to even touch or get close to a corpse. The people, mostly the men who are allowed to do that, are initiated into
I don't want to call it, it's not a secret, into
it's
an organization.
Like a trade or an organization.
They're called Calvary.
Okay.
This is it. I was initiated because my father was speaking that. And you are now trained and taught, initiated on how to handle almost all these issues. And she's saying it may have psychological effects, it may have emotional effect and all this. But because of your initiation, you are prepared and told how to respect and to handle it. Secondly, among the Sisala of...
So you have that knowledge?
Yeah, you have that knowledge. I have that. Yeah, I do. I've said.
You know, you've done it before?
And yes, and because in the traditional home, the graves we bury are special graves. They're not the normal cut and goes. It's a special. Yeah. So you are, apart from that, the training, you are taught how to bury somebody, how to go in and collect the kills and bury. And remember, among the Sisala and the graves we bury, we can bury 30 people in one grave. We bury the next one, we open it, we bury you again, bury, we keep doing that.
Were you ever scared?
Oh. That's part of the initiation. You are initiated. Of course, initially as a kid, and mostly you are initiated as a kid. There are even kids, you can be as young as 7, as 8, as 10. And that's because they need you, especially in the construction of the grave. It gets to a time where elder people cannot get it. So you need kids. And a grave like that can take a 24 hours to make.
Wow.
Here's a catch. Mostly, for them to start a new, fresh, traditional bobine, we call it bobine for you, you have to be an elderly man or elderly woman. You have to be that old for them to celebrate your birth. And so you are staged while the grave is going on. It is a celebration. We don't do that for younger people or somebody who is such. No. You understand? Because the idea is that once this person is a grandfather, a grandmother that old, we can celebrate his or her life. And you are initiated. That's part of it. The initiation tells you how to treat the corpse with utmost respect, and how the gods and the ancestors would never forgive you if you desecrate the body. So it's a trade, it's a profession, it's something, and it's something you're proud of. And if you see when an elderly, we call them, dies and we are at his funeral, you will see that. Now all these things are done with that utmost respect. Now this aspect of it is not. They are taking something that is that sacred, they're taking something that is that reserved and revered. And now, I'm not going to say they are modernizing it, they're just debasing it. It's being debased. And that is also another is what happens with these things, okay? Like he said, they go inside, even apart from the obvious medical and health conditions, there could be psychological conditions, they could be right. And then you have nowhere to turn to, because it's not as if you have a support system or a structure in place to deal with that. Back home, as I said, the way we do it, it's a whole system, and basically you have the whole clan, everybody cheering you because they know what you do. They know this is what you are doing, so that becomes a support system. And that's how the Sisalists do, and that's how they bury. And it is one of the things that you will love, and you will see people literally go with their kids, say, initiate my kid, because it's a long-held tradition. And you know there's this and that, blessed are those who bury the dead. Because it is one of the most solemn things you can do when somebody passes.
Have you retired from the practice?
I've not retired.
So if I go back.
If I go back to Tumu today and why not? Just lace up and go in. Okay. It's not something you retire for. Remember, the moment you are initiated and all the rites performed, you are in it. You can decide not to go, but you will even decide not to, because again, remember, the art of helping bury the dead is a noble one. And no matter what profession you are in. Remember, in the Bible, Joseph, was it Joseph of Arimathea who showed up to bury Jesus? It was considered, that is what, that's what put his name in the Bible. The fact that he offered to bury the dead, that is, if not with that offering to bury, his name wouldn't have been in the Bible. So the idea of helping to bury, because remember, burial does a great thing. It helps in the healing process. It helps in the mourning process. It helps people when the person is buried to move on. And so that is one of the most noble professions. That's one of the bravest things you can do as a Sisala man in general and a man from Tumu in particular. That is an art that right now we are still struggling to maintain, and only very, very noble and important Sisala people are giving that respect.
Thank you for giving us the cultural angle to this from the Sisala people. What's the legal angle to this side?
Thank you very much. And good morning.
Those people handling the bodies like that, were they committing some offenses?
Definitely, because we have the National Board for Mortuaries and Funerals Facilities. They are mandated under law to prescribe laws, legislations, guidelines to handle and dispose human body. So when you do these kinds of things, they can sanction you. Apart from that, the activities of the National Board for Mortuaries and Funerals Facilities is decentralized. So we have the district committees, and the district committees are expected to work with the district assemblies to come up with bylaws to regulate the handling of such dead bodies. Apart from its legal implications, and it can also create public nuisance, and it has public health effect. So I think that we should not leave it to the mortuaries and National Board for Mortuaries and Funerals Facilities alone. The district assemblies would have to come in, because some of these things happens at the district level, and if you don't come into sanction, these people, we may not know what may have killed the person. Apart from that, the person was kept in a mortuary, and where the person was kept, there were other people there. You don't know what killed those other people. So once you bring this dead body home, you are bringing home all kinds of things that can affect other people. So we have to manage them well. And others in these communities, please put your foot on the ground. Local government, don't go to sleep. Come up with legislations, monitor these things over a weekend. And even if it is Thursday, Friday, in certain cases, you see people carrying coffins and you see water dripping. Now the question then is, what kind of water is coming out? If it touches your skin, what will happen to you? This is a dead body that has come out of a mortuary. And I tell you, the kinds of people that send, the kind of diseases or ailments that send people to their grave, you will never know. And you bring this back and it contaminates everybody. Please, local government. And then the National Board for Mortuaries and Funerals Facilities, please be up and doing it. And I'm happy you're going to talk to the gentleman today. Let us know what they are doing. Let us know what they can do with the district assemblies. And district assemblies, put your foot down, because it is becoming unbecoming. If you are not very careful, it will affect us as a nation. And before you realize, we're going to have all kinds of diseases and sicknesses across the country. You may not be able to trace its source, but this will definitely be one of the sources.
Well, all right. To add that,
just wrap it up.
That aside, there's something good about that. It shows how creative and intelligent undertakers and carpenters are. When you are going to Nungwa, because most of them are fishermen and drivers, you see the carpenters preparing the coffins,
fish coffins,
and car coffins and all that. We need to applaud them. It's not easy to do that, but however, that intelligence can also be. Maybe they were born to become
creative.
They were created to build cars and all that, but they found themselves in that industry.
Yes.
You can see that they can use wood to do that. So this goes to parents. If your child is showing some kind of thing like that, that is his profession. Look for a way by which you can train that child to translate that creativity into something very useful.
They can even do visual arts. TVET. Now the government is modernizing technical and vocational education. So once you have that skill, you don't have to go through the mainstream senior high school. You can go through the TVET system, which helps you to develop your skill, and with a little bit of capitalization, you'll be able to fit it.
It's not allowing people to go to become carpenters to do that. No.
It's true. That's what I'm saying. And the point about the other point is this. There are things that are traditional institutions, and cultures have found a way to keep them healthy and strong and to maintain cultural identities, you understand? And sometimes when we take that, and then the first thing we do, we ignore the cultural aspect of it, the traditional aspect of it, even the religious aspect of it. Then we say we modernize it. So yes, there are a lot of things that the dead I ran. For instance, as I said, in my culture, among the Sisalem, it goes into me in particular, when you are young and you are dead today, your funeral is done immediately like that and gone away. There's no need to do that. It's mostly when you are older and the grandfather, grandmother, then there's the need to celebrate. And as I said, there were traditional checks and balances to make sure, one, that you treat the dead with respect, you do not debase the dead, you do nothing untoward, because at that particular moment, the dead is vulnerable. And the idea, as part of your initiation, is that both the dead, the living, the ancestors, and the gods are all watching you as you perform this noble act. It was considered one of the biggest noble acts of a young man growing up in Tumu, growing up in Salaman, to be initiated into this group of people. So I think that when we take a traditional thing and then we try to, let me say, for want of a better word, modernize it, we need to keep certain aspects of it that are still very, very important. So we do not throw it away and do this. I say, yes, you are creative, you are. I remember during the COVID era, there were this dancing with the cops things that happened. In fact, one of the good things about it is that it was actually used in kind of an advert. You could either ride with the ambulance or ride with us. And you don't want to ride with those guys. Or you could stay home, max up, or ride with them. You understand? It became an instant thing that can also be used as a public health statement. But for now, we need to be able to make sure that these things, that are being done, they are done in a way that does not jeopardize the health and debase the dead.
Awesome. Keep your thoughts coming in. 055-556-1034. Big headlines: 15,200 nurses to be recruited starting Monday, August 5. And it's connected health stories. So the second phase of UHAS, University for Health and Allied Sciences Nursing School, has opened. There's the death of a KNUST graduate. Her family has released new evidence to challenge police claims, and 3 MPs have sued Ghana Revenue Authority and Finance Ministry over tax waivers for 42 companies. Dr. Sato, would you want to bite on first?
Thank you very much. Yesterday, I read a statement somewhere. Somebody said that just because the current economic conditions are hard, that doesn't make the forthcoming election, a foregone conclusion. Elections are difficult and dangerous. Right now, and I think there's another story that teachers, I think the Minister of Education says that they are also going to hire senior high school teachers, thousands of them coming next week. So, sitting where I'm sitting and concerning the unemployment situation, I said, this is all good news. And remember, employment is probably one of the best things that can happen to any individual. It is, apart from the income, it boosts your confidence, it boosts your standing in society, and it makes you feel better. So, this is good. My appeal to the, people is that go out there and apply. Go out there and fight for those jobs. Some people are saying, oh, they are election year gimmicks. And so what? It's being used to bribe people for elections. And so what? Sometimes what then happens is that when they do it, they dampen your spirit. And then you don't go out there and apply. Somebody applies. And then you are still sitting home complaining. Whether it is an election year gimmick, whether it is just to win votes or not, or whether it's even to bribe or to buy votes, no matter what it's used for, the fact is that you are qualified, you have the certification, and they are opening. You should go and apply for it. Look, we're told that the economy is getting better. It's turning a corner. We're told that with the final agreements with the IMF and the World Bank, things are going to get better. These could be signs of that. And so for me, what I'm appealing to anybody is that if you have the certificate, if you have the qualification, is to go out there and take advantage of any opportunity that comes. Because the last thing you want to do is to sit back and claim it is an NPP election gimmick. The last thing you want to claim back is sit down and not going to do it, and then before you realize you're paying daily for it. I hope we have more of this. I hope we get more of this coming. I hope we have more of this open opportunity, because if you look at it, every single survey from Global Informatics to Afrobarometer, and every single survey says that the economy is the number one thing. And for the young people in this country, unemployment or the lack of jobs becomes one of the biggest things. And if you look at the two biggest sectors, health, that's the stuff of nurses and allied health personnel, and then education teachers, they absorb some of the largest number of people. And then thirdly, the security services. So I'm glad that there are openings, and you see, whenever you see that opening, whenever you see there's an opening for a job, it's a good thing. So I'm hoping that it will continue. I'm hoping that other sectors continue, and I'm hoping that the numbers will increase, and I'm hoping that it will help address and improve the unemployment situation in the country. This is good news. This is good news.
Ministry of Health has received financial clearance to recruit 15,200 nurses and midwives across the country. And so this was an announcement issued by the sector minister Monday, July 29. So the recruitment process begins August 5th, 2024 through an online application portal on the Ministry of Health's website. So go to hr.moh.gov.gh. So HR stands for Human Resources. .moh, Ministry of Health. .gov, government, and then .gh, Ghana. So hr.moh.gov.gh. If you're interested and you are qualified, apply through this centralized online system. Alhaji Hafiz Adam, Chief Director of the Ministry of Health, says qualified applicants are requested to apply formally on the Ministry of Health online application. Log on to the website that I gave you, hr.moh.gov.gh. Follow instructions to select the preferred agency under the ministry. So you will have a choice of going to the ministry, the agency of the ministry that you are interested in, and I'll just list the agencies for you so you know where you're going. All right. So these are the agencies under the Ministry of Health. Where are they? So you've got the Ghana Health Service, Tamale Teaching Hospital, Kolebu Teaching Hospital, Cape Coast Teaching Hospital, Ho Teaching Hospital, Kofanochi Teaching Hospital, Center for Plant Medicine Research, Foods and Drugs Authority, Pharmacy Council Ghana, Psychology Council, Nursing and Midwifery Council, Medical and Dental Council, Health Facilities Regulatory Agency, National Health Insurance Authority, National Ambulance Service, Traditional Medicine Practice Council, Ghana College of Surgeons and Physicians, National Blood Service, Allied Health Professionals Council, Ghana College of Pharmacists, Mental Health Authority, Ghana College of Nurses and Midwives, Christian Health Association of Ghana, Ahmadiyya Muslim Mission, Ghana Association of Quasi-Government Health Institutions, and the Mortuary Services Agency. So these are the whole bunch of agencies under the Ministry of Health. And just apply and see where it takes you. If you're qualified, who knows? The deadline for submission of applications is August 23. Be careful. Fraudsters are also licking their lips. They will be posing as middlemen who may want to assist you with your application for a fee. Please tell them where to go. All right? And don't be nice to fraudsters. Okay? The ministry is therefore advising all applicants not to make any payments for this process. Whoever pays money does so at his or her own risk. Okay? So that is what is happening. It's hr.moh.gov.gh. The online portal allows applicants to, I wish we could just have a look at it and see what it looks like. So it's HR. Yeah.
Are you trying to apply for a job?
No, I just want to see. I just want to see. I want to see what it looks like. So we should check. We should check the website and see what it looks like. Make sure that GTV doesn't. We are not in August. Your bosses should be worried. His bosses should be worried. I see the site. It's there. It's ready. Come. Your bosses should be worried. Put it on the box for me. It's there. It's there. Ministry of Health Recruitment portal. It has apply now, learn more, check clearance, request clearance, and it's there. It's there. Home contact login. So they'll put it up pretty soon. It's hr.moh.gov.gh. We're inspiring some messages. No, I'm just saying. Are you sure GTV is not better losing you? I'm a journalist. I'm not going to the Ministry of Health to do anything. Yeah, so we'll put it up there for you to be excited about. Yeah, Doc, any comments on that? Or you want to talk about something else?
No, I think it's good news. It's good news. So I would encourage people to apply. But most importantly, I would expect the district assemblies, MMDAs, they should take up the challenge, coordinate this, and then make sure that they get people to apply so that these people can be bonded to come back to help them in their respective assemblies. If we are not very careful, we will have all the applicants, or majority of the applicants, concentrated in a particular area. So if you have a lot of people from Accra, Greater Accra region applying, they finish nursing training, you want to post them to places outside Accra, then they don't want to go. So the respective chief executives work with your MPs, work with your assembly, because as part of your mandate, you are expected to develop the human resource base of your respective assembly so that they will be able to come back to support you. So coordinate this well, get the young men and women in your area who have completed nursing training, make sure that they apply, and then work it out, support them, prepare them for the interviews and all of that, so they can come back and then support you. I was also happy to hear about the district road improvement program. DRIP, yes. You see, when you look at the potholes in our respective local government areas, and most of the assemblies are not able to patch these potholes. Along the line, or somewhere last month or two, I heard that government has made available funds to patch potholes. Mm-hmm. If we augment the funds with these equipment, and then we put in place a well-coordinated program to get all local government, the 261 local governments in this country, to get to work to fill these potholes, to seal these potholes, I think that it will be able to solve some of the problems we have. Because some of the areas, when you go there are no more potholes, but manholes. And I think that this is a worthy intervention that must quickly be undertaken. We must quickly push this agenda. And local government, chief executive, assembly members, when they bring this equipment, do not use them for profit. make money available for their maintenance, make money available for their fuel, direct its usage in such a way that the citizens will benefit, so that the potholes and the manholes in our respective areas will be sealed. By that, you, the district assembly, you will be seen to be bringing development to your area. Do not politicize this whole activity. Do not say that this electoral area voted for me, this electoral area did not vote for me. Make sure that every assembly member, every electoral area sees the benefit of these road improvement projects and the machines, so that at least the potholes will be filled. But I think I commend the government for this initiative, and I pray that the local government will make good use of this opportunity and then fill and seal the loopholes we have in our respective local government areas. Finally, CAF, I also heard from what you read that some MPs have taken government to court on the tax waivers. Since the matter is in court, I may not want to comment on it, but it is interesting. I would really wish to see how the court rules on this matter, because it will inform granting of tax waivers and the management of tax waivers in this country going forward. So thank you very much, CAF.
Okay, just a quick note on the DRIP program, the District Roads Improvement Program. So the President will be launching this particular program tomorrow, 31st July, at Independence Square. It's aiming to address the poor road conditions across Ghana's 275 constituencies. Okay. Some of them have been identified by National Security Ministry as a significant threat. Okay. You know, so it's being spearheaded by the Ministry of Local Government, Decentralization and Rural Development. It was actually conceived in 2023, and what it is a comprehensive set of over 2,400 pieces of machinery for each district. Okay. So you're going to have backhoes, water tankers, rollers, motor graders, tipper trucks, concrete mixers, bulldozers. It's supported by a 2-year warranty, equipment, and then a dedicated management team to take care of the maintenance of these. There are no bulldozers involved in that, okay, in those equipment, okay, because you know bulldozers in Ghana also equals damage by some criminals to the water bodies. So there are no bulldozers involved in that thing. So they basically want to cut down on bureaucratic delays, improve accessibility of the roads, and address these national security concerns. Of course, there are some concerns, just like Dr. Zato alluded earlier to with the nurses recruitment, that people are thinking, oh, why now? It looks like a political gimmick. But on the other side, if this program goes well and all these districts have their roads being taken care of, it's a plus to whoever lives there. Definitely. It should make things easier in terms of evacuating food and getting transport out of the districts to the other areas. So let's see how it goes. Let's just hope it's done well. That's it.
No, thank you. It's a good thing. And we always say that policy and policy implementation should be similar, but sometimes you can have a problem, an issue with that. And especially because when this finally makes it to the districts. And Doc was talking about the role of district assemblies, district chief executives, or MMDs. They are coordinating directors, they are planning officers, they are budget officers, they are presiding members, and they are assembly members. Because sometimes what happens, you see, we tend to just blame central government for everything else. We tend to blame central government for it, and then we don't hold the right people accountable for their actions or their inactions. In this particular case, the thing is going to go there. The abuse and the misuse is going to be at the local level. Before you realize they're going to run these things and they would have servicing them. Before you realize they're going to cite problems of lack of fuel, or they are going to use the issue of fuel to then make money out of it. Before you realize, these things are going to be parked in somebody's garage to be used to construct somebody's house, to be used to construct somebody's private properties.
Yeah, the minister had all these questions thrown at him. It's almost as if you were at the briefing.
Exactly, wasn't it? So before you realize, the abuse of this equipment are going to be down there. And then what happens is that we abuse them, we use them, and give them a year, 6 months or so, you go in, they're all packed.
The minister says that there's going to be an electronic tagging system. So if they leave the district, they will know. And they'll be able to monitor from HQ.
So the question there should be, you see, that's the problem. Why should it be the minister or somebody sitting in a crowd making sure that this thing is working for you at the local level? Why? Why should it be? So this is what I want to say. Look, this is why I think that citizens, and this is when we talk about citizens rising up, these are some of the issues. Because look, the thing is that the government has brought this thing to you at your home, at your forefront. What else do you expect that the minister should leave his job here and start monitoring how it is used? Meanwhile, you have chiefs in these districts.
Yeah.
You have assembly members in these places.
So it's a joint effort.
You have look at so my point is that
yeah.
it is about time these people wake up and then realize that governance involves all of us. That the fact that you think that this is a bind here, or this is government today, or this isn't that, you remove your hand, you move away, and then you see people abuse, and that is what happened. And I'm also appealing to. It's the political season, and whether we like it or not, politicians are opportunistic, be courageous. This is a very good thing because as soon as it comes, some of them are going to use it to try to improve the rules to get votes. Why not? I mean, sometimes incumbency has its specs, it also has its pitfalls. My plea is that even if you are using it to construct or to do these things, do not abuse it. Use it in a way because the Ghanaian citizen.
Don't tie the road to your girlfriend's house.
Well, if your girlfriend's house passes through the farm or the market, I don't care. It depends on where your girlfriend's house is in particular. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, hey, if your girlfriend's house passes by my house, why not? I do that.
But why should grown-up old men where they chase girls?
No, men are.
Why should leave that to Professor Bruce?
Within the decentralized system, we have the regional coordinating councils. As part of their role, they are to monitor and coordinate.
So they will be doing that.
So I would again encourage the regional coordinating councils to take up the challenge of coordinating and monitoring the use of these machines.
Bruce, your comments. Nurses recruitment.
Yes.
District road improvement program.
All right. First, to start with the recruitment of
the nurses
and midwives. Yeah. When you look at the story, it tells that there is an encouragement for people who want to pursue that career. For some time now, those who went to train as nurses and midwives, they'll be crying that they have been in the house for about 4 years, no employment. That one alone was serving as a sort of discouragement for people who might have aspired to become nurses and midwives. So if this avenue has been open, then there's a change of the situation, there's a restoration of hope. Those who are in the schools now, colleges and universities, training to become nurses and midwives, they will know that, their investment will not be in vain. All that I want to maybe encourage government to do is to make sure that these things, they are annual. So when they finish the school, they can roll on to their employment and all that. Health is very important. We want to see it to be extended to those who are quite skilled, technically oriented students also. So that everybody will know that if I'm going to school and I train in this and that area, there's hope for me that I will get employment.
Yeah. And so that's what the portal looks like. For those of you who are curious, it's the Ministry of Health recruitment portal, and that's what it looks like. So at the right time, from August 5th, Monday, you can go there and then do whatever you have to do. So, yeah, don't take any money from anybody, or don't allow anybody to take any money from you because those are scammers.
Having said that, there's just something small I want to add to that. See, sometimes some people miss out of some of these things. Let me say, for the lack of basic IT skills. You will be surprised that there will be some people out there who cannot navigate this and get some few things. What's the name of it? Fill out a form. You understand? And those people, I'm not referring to intellect. So we need to make sure that if you are, and that is it. So they will sit down there, and I'm sitting there. Somebody sends me, he's seen this application. What should you do? Like, the first thing you do is apply for it. You should apply for it. So you may, if you don't know how to do this, and if you are going to we call it cafe or something like that, at least even it means going to, you said which is call it, if it means going to pay something small to the cafe owner so that he can guide you through filling this form, why not? Investing, that is part of what? Investing in yourself. You understand what I'm saying? So don't sit at home and then you don't apply it, or you apply it wrongly. So get somebody. If you do not have the needed skills, some people don't.
But to help you. The interesting thing is that over 90% of graduates, from nursing training, they have mobile phones. They use WhatsApp. Why don't you use that credit
to do this application.
And good suggestion.
That's what you have to do. But they don't. That's the reality.
Yeah.
So
Less TikTok, more recruitment. Yes. You spoke about nurses.
Yeah, I said
district roads.
Oh, that one, we all know the relevance of roads in our social, commercial activities. My only hope and prayer is that these are very huge opportunities open to all of us, and especially the Sisara area.
Exactly.
If you don't take advantage of it, please don't come here.
What I was saying is because there was an incident like that where the Sisara East Municipal Assembly had a bulldozer where somebody was used to grade the roads. The story about it and how it ended, I don't know, but it's not good. And that's basically why I'm saying this, especially at this material moment.
Right.
Now look, you are going to have an asset. It's not enough for the Sisala East Municipal Assembly to just have this asset. It is important that the men and women there deal with it as a treasure, because you are right. Look, up that far, we don't get these things easy. So if you have it, how you use it, when you use it, how you maintain it, it's important. Look, the lack of fuel or lack of money or distance should not prevent you from constructing the roads, from filling the potholes in Town, from making it shouldn't.
So let's see how it's to advantage.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm appealing to the managers and the men and women at the South East Municipal Assembly. Please, when this thing comes, treat it well so that it can last for our people. Because if anybody needs roads like a blind man, Lisa and I, we need the road.
Yeah,
so if this thing comes, don't abuse it.
It will bring the cost of our corn also down.
I pray.
People are interested in this nurses story. Please, 3-year groups of nurses are currently at home after completing their national service. 2020, 2021, 2022. Which year exactly are they posting? Because 2020 alone is more than 15,000 people. Alhaji Dawuda says, congratulations to the government. Good news this morning for our daughters in the nursing profession and sons too. We have male nurses as well. Yeah, good governance, says Alhaji Dawuda. Madina Estate. Kofi says there are about 4,000 physician assistants who have also been trained, sitting at home rotting. These cadres complement the efforts of the few doctors at all levels of the healthcare system. Ministry of Health has for more than 4 years now refused to post them, hence a poor state of healthcare delivery in the country, says AJ from Accra. More messages. Sam, it's development we need as a country, my people. Any government that gives you education, employment, basic needs, leading development, please embrace, because that's why we vote anywhere, says just reminding us. And by the way, this is the portal hr.moh.gov.gh. Back to the corpses. Good morning. I'm from the community. This barbaric act happened 7 years ago. I'm willing to contribute and educate the public about what happens. The corpse issue. Yes, there's a conversation on that in the next 15 minutes or so. A chairman from a community called Akutuasi. The corpse in particular is an undertaker. And they said that was their ritual they do when one dies. The community leader condemned the act, and as we speak, most of the people within the act died mysteriously. The recent public knowing this just serves as someone's selfish interest. So yeah, the corpse conversation will be happening in about 15 minutes time. We'll be keeping an eye from WA pretty soon, so we will stay for that. In fact, it's becoming disheartening the way some corpses are handled these days. Is that what we call last respect? It may interest you to know that those guys who are carrying the corpse that you should all died within a week. Oh wow. Safo Kantanka Emmanuel inside Usuta near Asantimampong. Then I asked a question, 130 days to the elections, if we were to vote today, who would you be voting for? Spirit says, I would vote for New Force. Finish. Eric K. Buedi sent in a message. Let's keep it all relevant to what the conversations we're having this morning. Ebenezer, where are you? I saw a message from Eben. Good morning, Eben. Because I think we are done with our messages. Good morning, Kaf. Abdul Malik says, I'm surprised your panelists are talking as if the unemployed nurses don't know how to access the registration. Please, with respect, the issue is how transparent, given the large batch in that batch. My brother, apply first. That's the first thing. Yeah, don't put roadblocks in the way of your solution. You apply first. They say you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So if you don't take a shot, you are going to miss it anyway. So at least apply. And give yourself a fighting chance.
Such negative attitudes.
Yeah.
You have it, and because they do that, you see somebody before you realize they drive some people to say, oh, it's Kululu, it's connection man.
Yeah.
Before you realize you are doling out money you don't have.
And the guys who are telling you that hey, they've got to apply.
The first thing they will do is apply.
And they come and tell you that don't apply. They bad. Some of them, not all. Gentlemen, it's a real pleasure. Dr. Sato, Dr. Hassan, Prof. Bruce, beautiful day to all of you. We wish you all the best. Have a beautiful day.
We're going to be able to bear with
ice cream. That is a special treat that happens. When the moon is blue, it will arrive. Okay, so part of our team is outside of Greater Accra, up in the Upper West region, and they're going to be connecting to us through the power of technology. Thelma Taki, so the GTV Breakfast Show, and Seydou Bomanjo is a presenter at Radio Upper West. And we may even have Aminu Ibrahim, presenter on Curious Minds, joining us pretty soon.
What are they showing?
They are talking about issues of the impact of erratic rainfall on agriculture.
No, it's true.
Yes.
I was up north throughout this weekend.
Yes. It was erratic. Yeah.
I hear they started coming.
Yes. So
watch out. Pray for rain. If not,
yes.
the cost of
the rains will go through the roof. Yeah. So stick around for that report right now.
Region, a community very close to Wa named Nakori. Here, granite farmers have a lot to complain about, and it's all to do with the effects of climate change and how it's impacting communities in Ghana and the rest of the world. The German embassy in Accra is partnering with the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation to reach out to some of these communities to have engagements with them to find out how climate change is impacting their agriculture. So today at Nakori, we'll be speaking to some of those farmers. To help me because of the language, our presenter here at Radio Upper West, Mr. Seydou Bombanjo, will be engaging the farmers on our behalf, and I'll start with him in the Wale tradition. Ansawa Kaltuma. Seydou, engage with our farmers. Let them give us a sense of what the challenge really is. This is a 40-acre granite farm, but we are told that the produce is not going as expected because of lack of rain. So Seydou will be trying to get an understanding from the farmers of what they think is happening on this particular farm. Seydou, help us.
Thank you very much. That's Thelma. Thank you so much. Jenga timbinga and nakorelane titere nibamina kariyela. Iyur wala.
Mumun Haruna Kalanjona.
Mumun Haruna Kalanjona. Kama blaming
Jahara
Yakubu ka mbame.
Edisa Adams.
So tikaya awo kono yele kobo awo yununga kenan ka sawa sakunwa ana tatar wala an sanaye yala.
So sakunwa usambu da latin nan a foranga usaya tijani asan kamana to kutichi mi wana tanamba bang ana amma e torbun chatu bunja turu sasa ma warim nga kondema ambabuli.
He's saying that because of the climate change and then lack of rainfall, you could see from the grounds that the granules that they have planted is always withering, and then even this year particularly yam all gone because of the heat and everything. So things are not working the way they should.
Does he farm yam?
Yeah, very much so.
And how much has he lost? Do you think he knows the monetary? Yes.
Our Nigeria Libya pool. Awala in the Bayaka Isanya and in the Nambanye, Awaranga and Yalanga.
Oh, and a kinon kobu to Hika or Taka Bumu Kohai, Anna Ebunsun, Chaka Kohani Jasa.
He's done about 1,000 molds, the mounds, or the call, and then only 200 was okay. The rest all are gone.
Because there's no rain.
There's no rain.
Okay, let's engage Jahara.
Jahara. Mo Jahara katumo.
Katumaja.
So, me I quarter chai po going quarter.
Quarter jane kamana simbie bianga.
Okay. She's a farmer and she farms groundnuts, maize, and then bambara beans and that kind of stuff.
Okay. What's her experience?
Boom pare au yunga.
Yunga sambu yomentin tolenyara. Sa ajane hejan samwo. Pampana kamana hene mentenda erata ma bon antanga abure kuulhi che je ko ngeju yin ka samba wa ko bende ko mente ema te baba wakta na men sa na wa ka san wa pampana tan na era tama ka fi min na po ko wa a kamana men ko ne embo na la fan ka bele turu wul ka tuore pontin turbe sa anya ta bonja yora.
Lack of rain has destroyed everything. For example, if you look at the groundnuts, they are no longer growing the way they should. And if it delays, the application of fertilizer becomes a problem. Well, now she does maize, groundnuts, and other things. But the delay in the rain is causing a lot.
Okay. So let's engage Mr. Idrisu.
Okay.
As well. What's his experience?
I'm by Idrisu. Tawa biela. Bola ayala tinyala.
Quarter water, a quarter jenny, a quarter kamana. A hujin in Jimbilanga, Kasan would get back Jakamari Mija Sayang. But you come on Hamalana, or Mantara Tavern on Wamala. Tabatan as land or a border qua, Colabanyako, guilty Kasan and would get Chakamato Sayang, Karawada Mana, and Jasa.
You say some of the produce are time bound. For example, maize, even today, if the rain falls, what is the use of it? Because they are tussling and then things are getting out of hand. So he's thinking that even though they are doing what is right, they are not going to get the right yields because things are running out. He's doing maize, yam, and other things.
Will irrigation have helped in such a situation if the rains are not coming down as much as they would? Is there a farm, a dam nearby that they can use as a source of irrigation?
Our engine to tell one to 1 year dam check. A dam with the number soon come gani, our young Kora Jaman.
Our dam Dalantarqua, brother ambassador, above
dam be a chewa, what would the number soon?
One upon ambassador.
If the dam was big enough, that would have been more helpful.
Because we saw a dam when we were driving down on our way here, and the expectation is that that could be used to solve the problem. Jahara, would the dam have helped in her situation? Bambara beans, granite, and the plants that she.
So, dam and the pier and pier chenga. Would a number swing yelane?
Onamban some halaka, onamban some and yone, and check a dampon in the wool coat yapong. Ma a mamba maya garden he. Ak borbo se ma biere bendi de halako nan da kon ban son yorana cher kunjin pala chaban pana sanga tinjinga ka yoana ntun wo fat nu hin te bala tarato ne ja tenaton ka blo kare jinye blata pianga dan kon ban yete enga.
She's saying that if the dam was big enough, possibly they could have done some dry season garden or all that. But you can't draw water from that far to this place. And so if you were into those garden and all these things, at least you could have done something to end something. But the way it is, there's no hope.
Okay. Now let's ask Alaji here what strategies he has adopted to cope with this unstable or erratic rainfall pattern.
Yalanga eranga namun monsokon wa wala ki mngana era awsamba wana blane na eka ko bonko chiki membo mnyambanye.
So maya ebo abun tare step here. Chi ana mba jora wa sanga ba wanga ana wa ma e tore kabulu kana mandale ama yanka santu na wo ku nye bili jare sambu ne anja ama jana samen chichi ne yan ana man e wa tore ana yan mandale ka ngayuru.
Yes, the millet has hope. Well, these ones, if rains were not to come in about 20 days time, all is lost. But he has hoped that the millet and others he has done, they don't need that much rain. So if anything at all, he has hope somewhere. But as for these particular ones, if the rain drags on, about say 20 days, all is lost.
But it's very cloudy. So how is it that there still has not been any rain? When was the last time there was any rain here?
Oh, I can't remember when the last time they had rain. No, it's a long time they had rain.
All right. So the understanding is that if they do they know that it's because of climate change that they are experiencing some of these situations?
Young long anating wa yala bungane e bayanka chagara bieti sawapu.
Yagaja chagara biebe. Mujum sangana timu burabu huana ka sawana tumu burabu huwa ba. Antro waka ya nyenne awana wujine chubuli tetul balanya sa kabulu ka nyibu ne sa yan var ne yan awara ka sa waka var ne yan bo cha nyibu ne tambura na batara.
He's saying that yes, they are very much aware of climate change because when he was about to plant it, the rain was falling. But now the rain has ceased. For almost a month now, there's no rain. Should I?
In these climate talks, which will be held right here in Wa on Thursday, the German embassy is hoping that with the support of GBC's platforms, it can reach the local communities so that they tell them about possible solutions. What kind of solutions are they looking for? Please engage them.
So, German embassy ambia crown. Baboranka amatanga ko banjaba ka saba wana sabo. Tie iya program kanga wanche. Kania jata rotona. Kinamboro sumbu wala to sumbu imbora ka aye langa po.
To sumbu yang bon jama karato nyata na diyan bojon sa amba wana na. Che ka sayan awotin ja iti tanabalan gwara. Tinja bi aturba ka ho. Che sayan da babang era blanga on eranga. Awoyu ma wala fuon la ka sa turpi lingang a era. Ajon tento langana no toma lata parama. Tembe yonan ade ayon a era ka sanga dogetanga tina we diri pala de bo yobon jansan chakara no nya sombo yang business he yan bi jama ajonto to ni de sombo tinimbi dia to la kakara no nya sombo kara anta la dela yoyo nta komba he yan chakara anta la ndela yoyo.
Okay, she's saying that if there should be any help, they should be able to learn some trade in addition to the farming, because the weather is unpredictable, and so what is this is that they should help them to do something other than the farming, because what they used to get in the past and now are never the same.
Okay, let's Mr. Aminu give us his last thoughts.
The baka ko ga sa to sa labla kablo ke jitin akwara karun der nya guolo ade man guolo awo bon wa sa ka le ka guo ni puon e man ba nyoga e bua be pe akpeda akwa abanye sima.
Apart from the farming, if you could get something like animal husbandry, positively that will help, because if the farm fails, he can take the animal to the market and they also get something to do.
Seidu, thank you so much for your excellent translation skills. Seidu Bombanjo is a presenter here at Radio Upper West here in Wa, and he's been helping us with the translations. The farmers have spoken. They are telling us about the effects of climate change on their yield. No rains in over several days, and granite farms are suffering, maize farms are suffering, millet farms are suffering, and yam farms are also suffering. They hope that skills will be provided for them. Alternative sources of livelihood like animal husbandry could also be introduced so that they can make ends meet during these turbulent times. So for now, from Nakori, if rain go away, an opposite of that existed, that is what the community would call for. Rain, and more rain. In the next few days, the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation and the German Embassy will be engaging in a lot more of these conversations with the local communities, all in a bid to find solutions to our climate change problems. I am Thelma Taki reporting live from Nakori in the Upper West region. The capital is Wa. Back to you guys on GTV Breakfast.
Thanks for staying on with us. Just gone was Thelma Taki from the Upper West region, to be precise, bringing us some updates on how climate change is affecting agriculture in that part of our country. We're moving on to a discussion that is really very critical and very important for all of us in this day and age. We're talking about respecting the rights of the dead in modern day Ghana. The dead in Ghanaian culture is a sacred entity which is treated with dignifying reverence as an ancestor, even in its lifeless state. However, this reverence seemed to be eroding where the youth in recent times have devised a new way of marching into the grave, carrying corpses without a coffin, bearing it on their shoulders like a celebrity, have gained some attention in recent times. This awkward practice has provoked a fierce reaction from the Mortuaries and Funeral Facilities Agency, MOFA, an agency established under the Ministry of Health. And this morning we're joined by its CEO, Dr. Yao Chirifo, as well as Nana Chiami Jima, to help us understand or make sense of the whole funeral new wave phenomenon. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining us. Dr. Yao Chirifo, welcome, and Nana Chiami Jima Mimakwaba. I must also state for the record that this interview is going to be a 2-in-1 in that I'm going to conduct on the one hand in a local dialect, Chi, with which I'll bring some interpretation, and the rest will be as usual. And so let me first of all start with Dr. Yao Chirifo. Doctor, good morning once again.
Good morning.
Why does it seem to be the case that we've found a new craze for dead bodies?
Thank you for having me, and good morning to your viewers and listeners. Well, as you rightly put it, there seems to be some craze, and from the regulator's perspective, we are not enthused about what is happening. We find it very awkward. We find it very not dignifying, lack of respect to people that was once with us, lived with us, helped grow this country, and that in their last memory before we depart, this is the memory we have of them. So we find it very problematic, and that is why recently we are going all out on this matter. So the craze is not something we are happy, the ministry is happy, or the agency is happy for that matter. And we would like, and we are working to see an end to this phenomenon.
Perhaps I would wonder, how did we get here?
Well, that would be a very challenging question to bring, to pinpoint how we got here. But in our line of duty, this is what we can ascribe. It seems that we are trying to outdo each other day in, day out.
As in families trying to outdo other families when it comes to burying the dead?
Yes. And it also seems that there is this phenomena or understanding that you are portrayed or displayed in a profession or something that you were into before you passed on. The other angle is, what we are seeing is, being it a norm among some young men that when my brother or family passed, you did this to me, and now we're also doing it to you. Some sort of pondering.
Oh, so it's a tit for tat.
It's a tit for tat, and some agreed or normalized situation, which shouldn't be.
We'll come to the issues regarding regulation and who can do what. But let me move to Nana Chiami Jima is from the Yesumo Funeral Services. He is an undertaker. Nana, Misa Machima Kwa Baby.
Madioso.
Nyemi Kamusa said, "Nay, aha, Nakamia said, Nanu will be twa. Abusia nina etwa jo efie nyina yebuti nkuku. Na nenu akoyese eba na sa mumu a na afi e na yemro mbonche
asem we dika na wanka na akoye bibie ho on se tete no so bi to ase ofie kura no a yi nkwala ifiri fie ho be bosome ansa na mu no kura de aba by now I make a say obi twane de ne bankwala mom na eden ehia no je welcome no je ko to fie etimi esigna ye bi ese esi ya makwan bi mu a ye betimi akoye chi back ama tetede no ya sanfa ama no ayefe
si entutu ya mani ase a mebusa se ye ne no ne ya yi ene ntie ne akoba me se emofra ena ejeje yenu ekwasi ekokura me yen
David anya ne saa ho anya no ne yehu no se bibi to ase a abusua pene wasede se ansana se wode se no ye be kura no be wie no uni asodie kosi se obesi awie nti se wantimi anyina ho se uye pani uye abusua pani wantimi anyina ho yi a saa na anyina no ebofa aso ma wompene ye no etonsuom but se utimi transe ehwese mehwese medesie no obehye fom awie ansana abusua na matranse a ka saa na anyina no yehu ka yentimi nyafunu ma yufunu enye de omope nti no yete he de mesere se yenhwe na busua no a esisi ano no nananamo abusua panifo e de abusua na se wonsa no ye wasede se wode se to a ohwe ekura ni kura papa evie ansana obadi wa home a waje nanso ne ya jama nkwala no
me da say doctor, let me bring you on here. What we're watching currently on our screens, or what we can see on our screens currently, is a young man who's passed on and his body being carried through town on shoulders as though he is a celebrity. From the regulator's perspective, how do you feel?
Well, I got this video as everybody did, and on WhatsApp and through on Facebook. But I felt sad. I felt sad for a country that we are trying to develop. I felt sad for us coming on the back of a pandemic that we are still even dealing with the effects and aftermath of COVID, and that people could do this. Aside I would take it from the aspect of the public health angle. That is a young man who passed. It is safe to say that he passed on with some sort of condition. Whether communicable, infectious, whatever it is, we don't know.
Yeah.
And that young men in this vicinity have the courage or the impetus, and if they don't fear for their own life and safety of others, that they could do this. I felt bad.
Thank you. Let me quickly bring a quick interpretation to my question to Nana Chiamijima. I asked how we got here, just as I did, and he explained that perhaps we've lost sense of our traditions and our cultures, and in that case, that's how come we've arrived here. In that, in the past, when someone passes on, it is not child's play. We get all our children away from home, so they would not even get to see the dead body. Yet today, it is not the same. Nana Chiamijima, mamemra wo wadwuma no se ne tie no sebe abusua bia de hye to a woto nsa frɛ wo na wo waboa won ma onya si gina kwan obefa so na wakokra no ma miemu sa hwɛ se enkra sa beka won sa ne di kan a wo ya na ma wo di kan a wutuo ne abusua no eno ne ne ehe
yo medase ma me anchia aye mikrom hene manchia ne dia ne me wasem
na wonko fie
nana ahia tutobere mpon ono eye kwa wadu amu hene ono anso ne ye kwa benkumene metia one ne ntankunya metia omu nyina metia mikromfo nyina medase mesre se obi to ase na ofre undertaker ye dwuma no ye ni folder de wo pe no ene ye be ya mam ye ni diso step by steps obi ofre wa ode wo krata atu ne nemu ye be undertaker ye be sisi no ho aye bibia ma ye be ma poor beres obu ho a ohia because ode poor beres na we yi no di mu nka ye hunu se de mrantie yi eye anyabrasem no
ya di akebi
ya di bu wa ye hunu sa ebi ni ho nti no ene ye hunu se ne ekọ no no te busua no sia no a chechire mu a ti de osika beso no ne ya ma
ya na mu nyina mo bo ne ye pe
me pa cho bo ne nye pe step by step obi asa wakwa boso kan usike kura na abenya so dade nti no ye oni disuo obu ho a was me penise obu was me penadakam eno ne bo ho obu was me penadakam ba bibi kakra bi ne mfa ne nsim eno wo ho e pa cho watimase nti mpa cho bo no de enyepe
medase ansa na memma Dr. Mrem ma memusa se ya na enkitahudie ben ene wo munne a doctorfo ya onna obeka se utwa to a ohun nipa no ansa na wodan na ni a kire ban enkitahudie ben na wo munne doctorfo ntem
yo medase yenkitahudie de yesi ya kan okure pa de ene a doctorfo no nkitahudie no and said that and quite a much the phone.
Musimo cano,
ye cannot crepa. Said and ka mimi no send you bisameno and ka undertake a duma and ka woje nipano yadi de home yadi one hono. But to be honest, say, yano, your quay yedman a quayano, and none any wasso. Ye near Doctor Phone Kitano and said that yea. The handsome come much no much man or. Na onya te sen na obu obetua ma afula so obi ayare sei nti wo siesie no ho a ya na wahwa ha yi nti ye wo adwen ene u protection a wo de koye adwuma no ene kura wo selebe ya wunya infection bia no emfa nkofie nti ene ya de ene doctor fo no ntem de ye said that eno mo nya te se mo chirefo no.
I've just asked Nana Chiamijima what the level of engagement or what engagement, if any, exists between the undertaker and the doctor who would be the last person to attend to the person before they pass on. And really very shocking and sad that there isn't that much any engagement whatsoever between themselves and the doctors, but there is between the undertaker and the mortuary attendants. Let me go to Dr. Trifo. Doctor, does it worry you?
Well, it worries me. It worries me a lot. And that is what regulation is all about. This industry we are talking about is an industry that should, what we are trying to do now should have been something that should have occurred somewhere 20 years ago. I have been here before and stated that the laws, the act that we work with, that is the Health Institutions and Facilities Act 829 of 2011, Part 2, that is what governs the mortuaries and funeral facilities, was passed in 2011. It wasn't until 2019, 2020 that it was established.
Okay.
It is a new agency. We have our roadmap. We have our strategic plan. The focus now is on to the morgues and the mortuary attendants, which form a bulk of the whole work that we do. It wasn't until this year that we had a training school. The first training school for our mortuary workers.
Okay.
First. Currently, we have.
What do you teach them?
We teach them the whole service of infection prevention, the grieving process, the business aspect of it, the cultural aspect of it, the chemical usage, what it means. We are training them after that. They take their exams. They come and take their licensure exams. Then we issue them a license. Then we have a standardized practice, as you see in doctors, as you see in nurses who have licenses. We have our third cohort, about 65 now at Pentecost University in training now.
Okay.
That is the way to go.
Right.
We are tackling them. After that, we'll come to the undertakers. I must say, what Nana is talking about is quite strange. We try to meet them. But you see, the undertakers group is a group of people that are hardly you can get them together. Unlike the Mortuary Association, they have it. You could see.
But they're always available at the mortuaries.
No.
They're not available at the mortuaries.
I mean, it's difficult to deal with individuals.
Okay.
But we have a plan for them.
Sure.
We have a plan for them. They don't have permanent places of abode, of work.
Okay.
They are basically like freelance. Some don't even have where to locate them. You call them on phone, they come and do their work and they go. So some of these things that do happen, if you want to trace them, it's difficult.
That's it. Thank you. Thank you. Nana Shama now say ebusua bi this year to na oto ensa frɛ se boa won anase behwe na onye emunu ho adwuma ya na wadwuma mu no enhyehyɛ no ehene na wo hye ase na eden ni nia wo ya ede banbo brɛ wo ani abusua on de hye atoyi
yo me do se Oton safre na mekwa. Omo sane ye wo bisa me. Ono hwe bambo ho. Ono dia wo a wo ye adwuma na so bo ho ban.
Okay.
Mpacha watumase. Ono dia ne so ba behwe. Onfa ne nsa nso hwe mu. To wo a wo ye adwuma no a wo don se wura ba bia ye na so bo ho ban. Timi so ba me ho a me ne me mani nyina no. Ye wo gloss, me gloss am use na be come here. Okay. Yeah, me wia masan ayusu treatment a ko me ne me manete. Go me ne me mani didi. Me ne me ri ne didi. Bi hia na fofo ye chia. Te se wo protect wo ho a enkofa asam enkoma busua no ene wo ma no nam fofo a wo ne wo nam. Te busua de omo ade omo ye ne se omba omo fa ho wie no osun wi a just you walk away. Na ka wo. Timi protection there me titi me ne me ma no ye titi ya ho kama.
Right. Wo fayi no atete kakra. Se what did that would be this year? Anyibia ya na eden ni nia wa to nsafro na se wa bo pa menka ni twi wa bo pa se iye no ho adwuma no eden ni unsusie di kan nia wo pese onya free mu
of course abet dano a ese na adwuma no aye challenge because ya dosun pa yintimi nkan
but actually for some hwe mu amuhumu
I know they are serious. Me doctor Minia, me kasa and all the time.
I see.
But I insist you way na me waka kire me. Baby e shase de be free. Ye undertaker no yen package or de be man no. Nti me de me support no. Because no be mo a sanse hu no mudi ye de asuma se frupo. Ye de asuma si atna no de omo ho. Sa de ne be mo a discipline be yeduma. Ko na ye ni obi ano a odi anim ama ye discipline no ekoye anim.
I see.
Nti se doctor nse se o de man no. Me dear, me support 100% because adwuma no they say adwuma no aye adwuma ekite obi a enne hwe mabusua enne hwe obi atotoka wom ebi asidan wom nti se wanya okandifo amana nteno ensi kwan mu a tembi ade oye nyina no na akoya ya manfo fe nanso enso obi ani me meti ese sebe me bi disia tomu a na adwuma oye no obeka kire me se a na me ho na uma bi o abruchire wa friend se ne ma me opeso de ne trans me se menye hey about can when it is something yes
ono na namu a
na mu a but me no menye ntime ka che ne se abusua ne be ye de a meja mo wi mo de no na me ma bele for bed
I see
me adwuma me obi a owu me de ne trans yo hene anam de ne be gina ho ayo hene pe apart from no me adwuma emfa obi entena ase se we yisi gini nti na kofuru po come on I had been intino said the doctor kan sa na ye be kono a nka mepe mepe they say no eye agent ha esa brante ya ye de na si akonkon wawi nipa wu a ma me nka sem kakra nipa wu a empane e bobo no o side ba bia e bo opane ye ti mo no wo no wa se fridge mu no nsuo gina wo mu
okay
nti nsuo gina wo mu no ice no wo mu nti do na si akonkon no nsuo ni likigu ho
okay
nsuo no likigu ho ti mo likigu ho no onko dware o
wokobro
that's it nti mo no likigu ho no obi ba ko na tu oba tie obi na de me ya ne se na de akoma ne ma nti hadwin bebre ti ebesre abusua no amodese beto no so ya brante so ya babawa wo ye busua pani awudi eyi nanim no ese wonna wo hwe ema oda se na me pese bedese no me ye no se muntimi a ye mema bebre ewo abusua mo betimi aswade akosi munya amrante ni si nten na munya de ebese abusua no munyam se brante we ye akoka abusua ni din ho
wow
se ebunia keka akoka abusua ni din ho a ensem fata
na mienka ne se ya na akanka se bi wo ho a memu de metia me huduri mi kakra osi oyefunu yentete mu no nso wonipa no yenkora no wonyefunu
oyamu
agese na kohye form ye no ansa no abeyefunu waka ne se yi no ya na sunsum fam no ye no wonsunsanso bi na oni a oye nipadua na sa no
wonsunsanso
eno ne be ne he
wonsunsanso ebia nipa no mpene sa waguna ni mu ase de omo ya brantu maguna ni mu ase
nye wawu no
mpenesa because we dey na omo ye no menya some report bi say mrantie no a omo digiri mu say ye bedi abusua no ifu na fu ya mfa nto adaka mu no ye se mu yensa awu wo mo ko bi say mu no ye se omo waguna ni ho fi
okay
because you nipa bebre ho a sabe wo se onam ho obiane no sumo obiane sumo no ompefi obu ho a openese ne ye no na we okay but obu ho a spiritual no penesa.
I see. Doctor, let me bring you on. I'll interpret what he's just giving us, but let me bring you on. Does it worry you seeing this and the public health implications to all of us when dead bodies are carried over shoulders as they did?
As a medical practitioner and a public health physician specialist, this is what I preach. This is my work. The implications of what was done and what is being done elsewhere are far-reaching.
Wow!
So that we might not even see the impact, say in 3 months or 6, probably a year.
Wow!
These bodies that are being handled are treated with chemicals, and for all you know, there are some still living organisms in there, which can harm us. Okay. We don't know what caused their death. It could be communicable, it could be infectious, it could be anything. Sometimes even the death are not even, the cause of death is not really known.
To medicine?
Yeah. It's not even known.
Wow. Let me quickly open the phone lines and then interpret what Nana had just given us. You can join this discussion on telephone number 0543 664 264 0543 664 264. Please make it brief when you call us and go straight to the point. Thank you. Thank you very much. And let me, Nana had just explained to us that when people pass on, the way to keep the body is to inject the body with chemicals. And so what we saw the young persons do, carrying a dead man over their shoulders, is one which has serious ramifications in that these chemicals could leak onto your body and then you take them home. They could be contaminated with whatever took the person away in the first place. And so we must be careful and look out for such things and desist from them. Doctor, let me come back to you quickly. Okay, I have a caller on the phone. Let me go on the phone lines. Good morning. Thank you very much for joining us. Please turn down the volume on the radio or your TV. I could hear you.
Okay, I've already done that.
Thank you. There's a feedback, a huge one, please.
Oh, okay. My problem is with the younger generation. In fact, when I watch the TV, when I watch the video in which the guys that they have carried the cock itself, or what do they call it? In fact, it's something that is worrying. And according to the history we have learned, or the Quran we've also learned, that when the person dies, the person needs to be entertained. Or even when you are going to carry the person, you have to give the cock respect, the last respect. So doing this is a sin, and it's a sin that will follow them until some days to come. So I beg the youth, the younger generation, let's stop doing this thing. Because when I look at the video itself, I am so worried as I'm speaking to you. I don't even know what to do. Look at somebody doing this to the person. So it's a curse. Or sin to the people who have done that. So we have to stop doing this. In fact, this is not something we have to encourage it. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I didn't quite get your name, but yeah, thanks so much. We appreciate your contribution. Naja memra wo ho se ubi to nas ye tonsa fro se beboa ye me a enyoma ya wudi kan ehwe bie no ebe ne ehi ne suma wosom na mane a wo ye ne nchi ba bi firi na busua ba kosem ye no ya ne hia mo
ya na ehia papa esan se yantutu bi asom ase yetimi akomfo yetimi eye tese asom ni nyina yeye ade a yenye muslim fo pe omo de se de yan yidim se omo kro mamu no You know, be a no one who watching you be a. But what on Safran, it depends, send your pennifer. It depends, send your pennifer. Ubo, may I be Tabisano or Co Presby, Pentecost. Daku, and no more about much to show Daku. And no more deba.
Okay.
My idea, who undertaker no, I say we is serious. I want to say Nipano or Konu Nimono. Neti. Because soon to me could be said with Uncle Yamfi Mizan na muni pa we na say esa na kwa say one edman could be free sir be edman baby sa question ade yentua waka enti ya wo de na ba ni say hwe say nipa na kwa na adwuma no na nidi ese fata de be ma no emfa fin koka no ye wo na ntini bebre kwa adwuma no a obo ho asabe atiefu ahwefo manimu a ono ba kwa ye bibia ansa no we de oba enye body nyina ne pesa
I see
we sa de beto ohono wa won pe ko so ma hu bi
okay
ya ne adam ba ko adwuma wo so adu achi ho ya wo yo hene ono ye adwuma no no fa no ko ye ne ope no ba ya ve be wu ansa na bibi bo ne hwe fom te adwuma no se ko sisen so wo hu ya ne ye wie nti etie no be ka sese ni mesi wo nti no adamitrim besin ne se nya ba bia na wokofa ba bia wa so de ko bia na ne tumi ekita no
me da se mamenko phone line so hello good morning and thank you very much for joining us.
Hello, good morning.
Thank you.
Yeah, for the sake of some care, I want to have my name on it. So I am a Reverend Minister.
Okay.
Yes. What I want to say is that the doctor was trying to tell us that it is difficult to gather all these people who are doing this work. And my opinion is that they have to try as much as possible, because at times, as a government minister, you will call to attend the funeral, and you go and what will happen there? What will happen there? At times, it is so disastrous. They will carry this bodies and they will. At times, you are entering where the body has been placed, and shockingly, you will see that the bed is there and the person is standing very close to where you are entering. At times, if you are not careful, you might think that the body might be on the bed, but little do you know that the body is standing right in front of you. You see, sometimes you don't understand. So the authorities who matter, we are pleading with them to gather these people, keep them educated. The person has passed on. It's the last respect that we are giving to this person. So they have to do well, because some of them, they are not trained at all. They are in the town. They are the people who the work is being entrusted into their hands, and they know these people to be the people who are doing this work in this town. So they will not bypass that person to give it to any professional, but they will continue to do all these things. Putting a dead body in front of the gate that you are entering. At times, how you panic, because you don't even know that the dead body is standing right in front of the gate. The program that you are doing is very good, and I will tell the doctor to publicly do well to let people know that what they are doing, there is an implication, and there is so many things.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Doctor, let's come to you. Does your agency have any legislative power or authority to legislate in such matters when we take our dead bodies home and we decide to do whatever we want with them?
Well, the framers of the law, one way or the other, catered for this.
Okay.
So in our industry, we work with the whole a litany of laws aside ours that govern us.
Do you also work with undertakers?
We regulate the undertakers, the mortuary attendants, the hearse driver, the sexton, that's the cemetery manager, the grave digger. So our law mandates us to license, control, and regulate anybody and anything in the line of storage, transportation, and disposal of human remains. But as I have said, this agency came about 4 years ago. if we decide that we are going all out and chase everybody at the same time, we might lose it.
Right.
So the strategy is focus on the morgue and the morgue attendants, those people who work in there. They are the first point of call, and with that, you can get the rest. How can you get the rest? We have mad plans, and we have plans such that everybody that is going to pick up from the morgue for the funeral service, we will attach a licensed undertaker.
Okay. That's fine. Let me get Irene on the phone first. I think she's calling from Amasaman. Hello. Hi. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi. Good morning. Welcome. Thank you very much for joining us.
Doctor, if you believe in sexuality, but the doctor can do so. You're one injection, you know, I get it as a new thing. If the kind of guy is not shiny, I think for you. One more people, you know, you say, and you especially we are still saying answer. But then now, how I call it cafe. It comes to human health. If you please add and I know that will put a fear in. What I then again, secondly, I think you're taking ridiculous. This first started way back then 20 years. One time to Indiana, the only change in the one night, the young company is young, and yet, you go out to this state. It's a part of medication in the mind. I'm part of my back on all your undertaker. I don't come to full from 1 year to walk on the attack.
What can you never tell us? All right, bye. All right.
So, as I was saying, the plan is to, once the body is being released, release to a licensed undertaker who works with a licensed hearse and a licensed driver.
Okay.
So that from release of burial, from the release of the corpse to burial, we know the practitioners that are in line, and even pick up GPA location of the place that was buried.
Right.
It is a doable thing, but it will take time. We are yet to start training the undertakers and license them.
And so currently we have undertakers who are attending to corpses, whether good or bad.
And they're not licensed. Yes. That is the reality.
And so how do we check in terms of public safety whether this person attending to corpse A is doing the right thing, given what Nana had told us? He protects himself and his boys. But how do we know?
I mean, even if the people, even those that claim to protect themselves, if you should bring them to prove in terms of infection prevention processes, they'll fall foul of the law.
Well, doctors don't get to deal with them. They have no contact whatsoever, very little contact. And so they will not know whether to prevent any infection or not.
No, I mean, in terms of even how to gown, how to gear up for the work.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, it is a difficult terrain.
Okay.
Nobody should underestimate it.
Right.
The agency is doing everything possible best. But we have challenges. And I wouldn't sit here to say we don't have challenges. We have challenges.
Okay.
And this is where we need the support of everybody in the system. It isn't just about the agency. The agency alone cannot do it. We work with even rules and regulations. We have the Anatomy Act, the Coroners Act, Birth and Death, and Criminal and Other Offences Act, whereby in Section 285 talks about when you hinder the process of burial,
yes,
you file foul.
Do you have powers of arrest?
We don't have powers of arrest. We work with the police. So it is a complex and a diverse review. Recently, we made a report to the Ashanti Regional Command where somebody was on radio saying that he was a mortuary attendant and he slept with bodies. Oh, we've written to them over 2 weeks. No answer. To investigate. So these are the real challenges. It's not just about the agency. We wanted the name to be cleared. This person is confessing, right? Invite the person. One of the radio stations in Kumasi, I was then in Kumasi having an Ashanti regional tour.
And you confessed to having sexual intercourse with dead bodies?
Yeah.
How?
On radio. Live. We have the evidence. We've written to the police, the Ashanti Regional Command. I can serve you a copy of that letter. Nothing.
I've just simply lost every taste in my mouth.
Exactly. And you see, so it is not just about the agency in isolation. We work with the traditional authorities who have the authority. Because in the laws that we apply are part of the customary laws in Ghana.
Okay.
And that dignity and respect that we give to the people who have departed from us is enshrined in the customary laws.
Right. Let me go to Nana. Now, next time, my now honey uncle, a Jimin, Sana Meka Kusi. Mere, say, or the Uye a movie who a Juma, and your money beer, we sebe ya one Casao Bambo. And if a Quania Uja a Munuma Busia, say Utme Eco Wadie Crabiano. Yana ibibe ni hina futu be na de mabusia nsa na waja mu
Medas doctor can say me starting free mo doctor asaba kan no ya titi bebre so mo chirefo no ne ya de body ba no hwe nanim na ye ya na wa ye sebe me nyina fe ye nse hu na se ya titi bisa eduru ba bia aya na ha dwen akwai se ye dwuma ye se ye ba ni fun ni su efun awu su o ati ase ye timamufo no nsem bi a mo keka etoto ye omo tema manfo bi ono musuro se wo ya undertaker kura no atese wo nka nipa ho nti wo hwe me ada me ho doctor ho me chama undertaker kura no na shock because me ba me very decent ya me adwuma ye no enye adwuma bia na me ye.
Okay. Ya be ni onya ne be ni
oh you were prima for the okoya said boy dey say me
wo ye prima.
Oh yes. No enipa no kura ba ho no kura ba office no kura ho say omo de sie no said omo pen no kura ho say eye nkranse nti no ye be sere ye bambo no de ye wo ba bi e kwa ba bi to say 37 we undertaker na oduru ho a your package I the man before you enter. The bema jacket, the gloves, nose mask, and some wouldn't be a winter mingle.
Okay.
To undertake a drew her a dear with the man.
We 37 a baby. I can be
the doctor, Mamma coin much than your gun and meet our bachelor. Now, Messer and car, often in corn, often in knee, and cock there just Friday. Bray ye mono. Listen to film.
I have a question to the doctor. Yeah, listen to film. Doctor, does this surprise you at all?
In terms of what?
In terms of what he's just said, given the way some mortuaries allow people.
No, you know, in every cohort there are bad nuts.
There are bad nuts.
But I must agree that since we came in, there's been massive improvement.
Let me take a message and we'll come to that. Val, you have some messages for us.
Yes, indeed. Good morning, GTV Breakfast Show. Please ask the officials what happened to the mortuary attendant who misplaced or exchanged dead bodies with another family member for burial. Also, how will the affected family member recover their deceased loved one for proper reburial? Good morning. Thank you for your education today on modern day handling of corpses, because this is getting out of hand nowadays. Greetings to Dr. Yaltrifwo. Good job, Dr. Yalti. We've lost respect for the dead in this country. Yes, Alan. These are the messages on the handling of corpses.
Okay. Critical one, Dr. Trifo.
Yes, sir.
A good case scenario is where somebody's corpse is handed over to another and is being prepared and buried. What do you do?
So there are processes.
Okay.
In the very recent one, I must say that we found it.
You did?
We went in investigation and we found it. Some exhumation was done, and we are settling the issue with the families. So this isn't the first time we've done that. But you know, these confidential issues, and we can't put names and even do that. We go in, investigate, look at the root cause of the. Most often than not, it's an issue of tagging.
Okay.
The recent one was just Mary, was just Kwame Ama happened.
Interesting.
You know,
interesting.
Same names, and that was.
I guess we need to make a lot of time for this discussion.
Yes.
Unfortunately, we're going to have to leave it here. Next time, you better as Papa say, "Uma ho kwan na enkomo woni ye edi abidru ne mpempen so aye dri meja mu amawako." Let me. Doctor, my time is really.
Yeah. But this is biblical and is in Quran.
Okay.
If you go to Ecclesiastes 6 verse 3, a man may have 100 children and may live many years. Yet no matter how long he lives, if he cannot enjoy prosperity and does not receive proper burial, I say that a stillborn is better than that person. You go to Quran 5:31, it says something like that. 1770 Quran. It says something. So how we part with our loved ones is very critical.
I think we should look holistically at the way we bury our dead, and perhaps that's an idea for a feature. So we'll think about it and go on further in future and get that done. This is where we'd leave the conversation. It's been one that's to do with respecting our dead. Whether dead men has any rights to be respected, that's a story for another day. My name is Darrell Alantego. Thank you very much for staying with GTV Breakfast. Continue with us.
With purified drinking water, virtual sounds, and Medi Moses. I am Altiti Saida Sadek. Now, away from the conversation on how to bury our dead, we're bringing it down to celebrating women, amazing women who are leading change, who are inspiring development in our communities and in Africa and the world. You can watch the show live at GTV Ghana on Facebook, on YouTube, the GBC Ghana as well. The African Women Leaders Network, the AWLN, is a groundbreaking movement of African women leaders established in 2017. Now, a joint initiative of the African Union and the United Nations, AWLN has a goal of creating continued and continent-wide women's movement led by women and for women, and its primary aim is to change women's leadership across diverse backgrounds. That is what they aim to do, and they tell us more of what they are doing and they hope to do in the future, because they are in the studio with us this morning. On my immediate left is Dr. Charity Binka. She's the chairperson of the Africa Women Leaders Network, the Ghana chapter. Good morning, Doc. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
On Doc's left is Awa Ndiaye Sek. She is the former UN official, international expert on governance and gender. Welcome, ma'am, to the show.
Thank you.
Let me begin with you, ma'am, Madame Ndiaye. Give us a brief overview of the Women's Network, what it's about, and what we hope to achieve with this network.
Thank you very much for having us in this show, and allow me, before talking about sharing the overview, to just say thank you to Ghana, thank you to Dr. Binka and her team, and thank you to the authorities for welcoming me so warmly from Senegal.
Right.
I'm here to actually just bring my contribution and my support to Aulin Ghana. Aulin was born in 2017 on the 2nd of June in New York, where about 80 women leaders from all Africa and from all walks of life gathered with the support of the United Nations and the African Union to just say that they wanted to bring the women's contribution in the transformation of Africa, building on Agenda 2030 of the Sustainable Development Goals and Agenda 2063 of the African Union. And from there, they decided that it would be important to follow the 6 pillars: peace and security, financial inclusion, social mobilization, the young leaders, political participation, and empowerment of rural women.
Right.
And so from there, they decided to go to the national level and with an organization at the global level and organization at the country level. And it's where Dr. Binka and her team come into the show, and I want to leave it to her to explain to you.
Definitely. Dr. Binka, the lead of the Ghana chapter, why was the need to form the Ghana chapter? What difference has it made forming the Ghana chapter?
As Madam Awa just said, it's a global movement of women across Africa, and Ghana must be part of it. You know, we got independence first in south of the Sub-Saharan Africa. So we actually ought to have been the first chapter, but we happen to be the 31st. But it's never too late. Yes, we are particularly very excited that Madam Awa will be with us this today, and in fact to join us for our celebration tomorrow, because she was very instrumental in the establishment of the Ghana chapter. She held our hand, and somehow we felt sad that, I mean, we had to be the 31st. But since we came to, we were giving birth to on the 9th of November 2022. That means that we are just about barely 1.5 years old. Well, we are, you know, making waves. We have made our presence felt in this country, because we think that women, we have been playing critical roles over the years, trying to make sure that our countries are developed. Auli gives us opportunity for all women across Africa to engage in conversation, and also to draw strength from others who took the lead, get to understand what they are doing. This is a movement. It is not an NGO, and therefore we can bring together women who are doing so many things in different spheres of life, and then we can have a conversation. What are we doing right? What is left to be done? What are the gaps? What are the resources? So that we can bring together NGOs for us to talk without feeling that any form of competition. But since we were launched, the chapter was launched, we've been working. And in fact, we have a very vibrant youth caucus that we just on the 5th of July, they launched the youth parliament. And I was so shocked at when I listened. I was in the room when the parliament was sitting. I was amazed at the level of articulation and the issues that they brought up. And I always say that they said the youth, they are future leaders.
Right.
I don't believe that. I believe that the youth are part of leadership. And once they identify themselves as leaders now, they prepare themselves for other things in the future. But where is the future? The future is now.
The future is now. I'll come back to you, Doc, on the gaps and the challenges, because as you're saying, it appears that these young people, these women have all the capabilities, but what's preventing them from getting to the heights that everybody wants to see women, so that the parity, at least we have more women in leadership? Madam Awa, in the broad spectrum, what are the main objectives and aims of Owlin that, you know, Ghana's chapter draws their goals from?
You know, in the African Union, they organize themselves and they have what they call the heads of state who are champions.
Okay.
And the president of Ghana happens to be the champion on gender equality and women empowerment. So when we talk about gender and women's contribution in Ghana, it just makes so much sense, because what they are able to do, reaching out to the president and bringing the message from the other African women leaders, is probably less difficult than when the other group comes and tries to, so for me, the way I see it is that we have to look at the gaps in women representation, the gaps in the issue around economic empowerment, see what women can contribute in making peace, and when we are in the West African region, you know what it can bring as added value. And Ghana is well positioned to be leading or to be working with other women to make it happen.
Definitely. Doc, what are the gaps and the challenges that Madame Awa is talking about and that you mentioned? She's talked about other groups even trying to reach, you know, the leadership, like the president, to drum home their message and the need for help that they, you know, want to champion across to change.
We have been talking about the problems for many, many years. And we all know about the social issues, the norms, our tradition, and because in African society, women are supposed to be led and not to lead. And therefore we are supposed to be domesticated. And so even sometimes the woman who is very empowered may not even know that she has power. Or she wants to probably marry, have children and all that. But we are seeing many, many women now. You know, people say that even though we have not actually achieved what we wanted to in terms of maybe 50% representation in parliament and all that, we are lamenting, for instance, in Ghana, we are still at 14.5%. And we don't even know what is going to happen 2024, given the fact that many women lost their
in
seats,
the parliamentary,
you know?
yes.
Yes, but there's one thing that people tend to forget, that the fight since, I don't know how many years, several decades, it's not, I don't think we have lost the fight, because one of the things that we have gained is the awareness creation. There are so many young people that I listen to, and I know that at least we have those people who take up the mantle, and then you can move forward. So I don't want, today, I do not want us to spend time lamenting about barriers,
to celebrate
the
the
traditional issues, customs and tradition and practices. I think if we do that, we will really be moving backwards.
Right.
What we should be looking at is, what can we do differently so that women can have voice and visibility, so that women can have confidence in themselves to believe that we can.
Right.
Because when you say you can, then you will. But when you think that, oh, and what about my husband, and what about my children, what about my visits, then you always be where you are. But there are some women who have made it. Let's look up to them. Those are the women we want to celebrate. And there are some young women who now, they believe in themselves. They know that they can. And when I listen to them, it's so refreshing. Just a WhatsApp message. Go on the internet, say a message, go on LinkedIn. Somebody from somewhere will say, hey, we are here, we support you. So let us forget about the barriers and let's focus on what we can do differently and the opportunities that are available to us.
Definitely. I'll come back to you, Doc, but let me go to Madame Awa again. In the Senegal scenario, is it changing? Are women taking charge and leading?
I think I will just follow what Dr. Binka has said. When we want to talk about the positive things, the progress that has been made in Senegal, they changed the legislative, the framework, which allowed to have parity in our law. And allowed more than 43% of women to be represented in parliament. So we have parity in parliament. And this is about the figures. Now what we say is let's go beyond the numbers. And beyond the numbers, how do you use the presence of women to ensure that some of the issues that may be needed more focus are addressed? And this is the added value that we see women bring to the conversation, whether it is in parliament, whether it is outside the parliament, because women and men are also representing the nation when they are in parliament, so the issues can be taken to the community level.
Definitely.
So I say that, and I reiterate it, women's representation and participation definitely bring an added value in the conversation to address the issues that matter for the people.
Definitely. Nobody mirrors your problem better than yourself if you are represented. Dr. Binka, tell us the events, the lineup, what is expected to happen as well.
As Madam Awa said earlier, we are privileged to have the African Gender Champion in Ghana, who has opened the door for us.
Okay.
We have an opportunity to meet him.
That's the president.
The president.
Okay.
And we decided that this particular event is, we want to recognize a number of women and men who have been promoting gender equality in this country. And so we have a lineup. Well, I want it to be, a surprise.
Suspense.
So we have to keep you in suspense.
Okay.
At least we know that our president, the gender champion of Africa, has agreed to grace the occasion for us.
Okay.
And we are hoping that women and men from all walks of life will join us.
And this is happening tomorrow?
Tomorrow evening.
Please?
You want me to mention this?
Hey,
but you're
inviting people.
We are very inviting them. But I think the whole idea is to draw attention to the fact that women have contributed in the past to the development of this country and continue to do so.
Definitely.
And so we need to draw, as we are going for the election, even if there are 60 women, we expect that they should be voted for to get into parliament. It doesn't, so we want, in fact, we are very expectant that today or tomorrow we'll have the opportunity even to talk again about the affirmative action bill. We are in so much expectation. In fact, I'm hoping that by the time we meet tomorrow evening, the affirmative action bill will have been passed.
Okay.
So I will celebrate. But we want the
That's a big wish.
It is possible.
Yes,
I think if God wishes, it will not happen.
It is possible.
Exactly. Because we think that we need to join Senegal. We need to join Sierra Leone. We need to join Rwanda.
That's true.
Let's start celebrating because the work we are taking is too slow, and we need to speed up. And women and men must be reminded that there's so much work to be done. So the whole thing is to celebrate even the little that we've achieved in this country as women, and also recognize those who have been supporting the women's cause, and to say that this world and Ghana will be better off if we give opportunities to more women and girls to be in leadership, because we bring some special richness and difference to the whole discourse on leadership. And COVID-19 showed us during the pandemic, data has shown that countries that had women leading them, leading the country, they were able,
like New Zealand,
they were able to manage the situation better.
Okay.
And so we think that this is the time for women and African women to rise up and be given the opportunity to lead the way.
Thank you. Definitely, to lead the way. And your social media handles are? the African Women Leaders Network. So if we go there, we can find where the event will be happening, the time. Since you are keeping us in suspense, we might as well go to social media. So go to the African Women Leaders Network, Arlen, on social media. You get the place, the time, the date. That's even tomorrow. And Dr. Binka has said that the gender champion, that's the person that will be gracing the occasion. They'll be honoring men and women who have been pushing gender issues, pushing for more representation in parliament, in leadership, in national and international discourse, so that development like the SDGs and the Africa Union goals are all met. I've been speaking to Dr. Charity Binka, chairperson, Africa Women Leaders Network Ghana chapter, on my immediate left, and Madame Awa Ndiaye Sek, all the way from Senegal. She's the former UN official, international expert on governance and gender. Thank you so much for coming. I am Altiti Saida Sadek. Lifestyle Entertainment comes up with Val. Stay with us.
Live from GB.
Roman, how does it feel to sing your favorite song on the whole world?
Exciting.
Yeah? Yeah. And the whole world is watching you as well?
Yeah.
You have a twin?
Yes.
A boy or girl?
A boy.
So what's his name? Look into the camera.
And the name of my twin brother is Rahim.
Rahim. Are you two identical?
No.
Yeah? Does he sing as well? Does he do anything?
He drums.
He drums. So it's like your family is like a musical family.
Yes.
Okay, so Nakiat, there's you, Abdurrahman, there's Abdul.
And the little one.
The little one, how old is the little one?
She's 5 years old.
She's 5, and what does she do?
She plays football, the girl, and she also likes jamming.
What a family. I want to be part of your family. Yeah? So what are your hobbies, apart from singing? What else do you like to do?
I like drawing and molding.
You like drawing and molding?
Yes.
Okay, tell me about molding. What do you do? Is it clay? Do you mold?
Clay. And I go to the backyard of our house, and if I pick the clay, our grandma says that I shouldn't pick paint because it will finish.
But then you still go ahead and pick it?
Yes. I dodge at the back of the house, please. And I use something to cover myself. So I run under there and go and take the clay.
But you still take it. Mission accomplished. Give me that. Great. What's your favorite subject in school?
English and science.
You like science? I am scared of science. Wow. What do you want to be when you grow up?
A musician and a doctor.
You want to be both. I know a musician who is both. He's also a doctor. I'll introduce you to him.
Yes.
Are there any other musicians that you like?
Yes, Adina, Jackie, and Beyonce.
Adina, Jackie, Beyonce. These 3 ladies are lucky that you like their song. So I'm going to leave you to do a song from Adina. What song are you going to do from Adina?
Adidede by Adina.
Adidede by Adina. Okay. Wow, that's okay. We love what you're doing. How about Jackie?
No.
You meet both of them soon. When you meet Adina, what will you tell her?
I sang a song.
Yeah? Would you want to sing this song with Adina? Yes. And how about Jackie? What song of Jackie do you like? Not yet.
Okay, not yet.
Not yet. Okay, what was your experience? What was the experience for you when you were on stage on Talented Kids? Yeah? What was the nicest moment for you on stage?
The time I sang Rush by Arista. And the time I was singing, I thought I was at low key and they were also playing different key, but the time I finished, I did very well.
Yeah?
Yes, they were clapping for me and I got good comments. That was the most favorite of the competition ever. And that was the most nicest part. People liked it. That's why I like it.
What you said nice comments. What's the nicest comment that stuck in your memory from that performance? Do you remember? What's the nicest comments you had on your performances?
I don't really watch the comment, but I'll see the one they said I had to go to VGMA.
You had to go to VGMA, and that's in the offing because you want to become a musician, right?
Yes.
And so you will get there. How do you keep your voice fresh? What do you eat? Do you have a special diet?
Yes, banana.
Just banana?
No, orange and apple.
Banana, orange, and apple.
Yes.
Okay, and that's going to make your voice sweeter.
Yes.
Okay, the whole of Ghana is watching you right now. Look into this camera. What do you want people to know? What do you want people to know about Abdul Rahman? You have plenty of fans on here. You have lots of fans.
I want them to support me and they should keep saying good things about me.
Great.
And that's all.
That's all you have to say. And so if we're going to ask you to do one more song for us, what song would you do?
I Rise Up by Andrew Day.
I Rise Up?
By Andrew Day.
Andrew Day. Okay, I Rise Up. People, we've been spending time with Abdul Rahman. He is a talented kid of all sorts, and he wants to become a musician and a doctor in future, which is possible. And so we're going to be leaving him. He's going to be doing a last song for us by Andrew Day, people. This is the BFS. It doesn't get any better than this. Okay, so come. Okay, so this is your camera, yeah?